Hey guys, today I'm going to be making a video tutorial on how to make the origami boat, the Sampan. As you can see here, I've made a small model. With this model you might want to use a bigger sheet of paper, just because it's a lot of folds one on top of the other. As you can see here, there's lots of folds one on top of the other. It'll get a little bit thicker paper, could cause you some problems. So it's best to start out with a thin, crisp, larger sheet of paper for this one. And if you intend for your model to be seaworthy, I would advise using either waterproof paper or getting something to waterproof your paper afterwards, or even using tin foil for this one would work. However, if you do use tin foil, you need to remember that tin foil will rip easily and you need to be very careful with it. So, moving right along here, let's get out our sheet of paper. Alright. With this sheet of paper, it's actually a great model to make with either the same color on both sides of the paper or with one color on one side and another color on the other side. I used a sheet with white on one side, and you can see that starting out with the white side facing up, I ended up with the white is the side of the boat and the white is the inside, and the color is the top two portions and the color is the bottom. So you can see that having two different colors would be a smart choice for this one, or having the same color throughout would be smart, because either way I start out with this one, it's going to look a little bit funny having white as one of the colors showing up. But that's all I'm going to have to work with right now, so we're going to go with white as one of the colors. And I'm actually going to start with this one with, well, why don't we turn it over and do it backwards with this one, just for fun. Could be interesting. We're going to start out by pre-creasing with two triangles, meaning we're going to take the corner right up to the top to make a triangle shape, and we're going to fold along the line that we create. So we've got a triangle shaped like that. We're going to open it up, flip it around, so that the line we create is going up and down. And we're going to flip it up just like that again and make another triangle. So that's our pre-crease for this one. That will help us to find the center when we do folds later on, and to give us lines to fold along. You can see we've got our cross here in the middle. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this bottom point and we're going to fold it right up to meet the center point right here where the two lines meet. Just like that. And we're going to do the same thing with the other side. Just like that. And again, you want to make sure to remember to be making your creases as strong as you can make them to make it easier to do later, especially with a model like this where it's going to get thicker with all the paper piling on top of each other. You want to make sure that you have strong creases that'll stay where you put them, and it'll make it a little bit easier to pile the folds on top of each other. So that's what we've got right now. We're going to take and unfold those two folds we just made. Now you can see we've got, along with the center line, we've got a line down here and a line up here where those creases we just made were. And we're going to fold just like we did up to the center, except we're going up to that line that we just made. So you're going to fold the point up until it meets that point right there. You're going to go down and fold it up until it meets the point right there. You're always folding up so that it meets the center line. Sorry guys. So that's what we have now. And that fold that we made just a second ago that we folded up to, we're going to fold along that line again. So it looks the way it did before, except that that point's folded under. It's not making a new fold, it's along the same line. And do the same on the other side, just like that. So now we've got kind of a square shape with two triangles pointing off to the side. On this side, and when we turn it over, we got the other color on the other side, or the white side, on mine. We're going to flip it to this way so that the points are facing up and down, and we're going to do the same thing we did on the back. We're just going to go and fold the points up and make the same folds we did before. So we fold our point up to the middle, just like that. And fold our point up to the middle on the other side, just like that. Unfold them, fold up, fold up, and then fold along that other line. So now we've got a square, and the folds that we just made where we folded up, we're going to fold one more time up so that this line down here and this line up here are both meeting the center. So we're just doing the same thing we did before and folding up to that center line this time. So we've got a crease that looks just like that. We'll do the same on the other side. Like that. So now if you've done everything right up to this point, you should have, the middle section should be one of your colors, and you should have a different color, or your other side, as the four corners, making triangles. If you have that right, then you can go on. If you don't have that right, unfold and restart the video, I guess, because you're not going to get anywhere. But from this point, we're going to take those triangles, and we're going to fold them along their line, because you can see there's a little pocket they create. You're just going to fold right along that pocket, just like that. And you're going to do that to all four of them. If your lines haven't been perfect up to this point, it may not be symmetrical here, and it really shouldn't matter at this point if it's symmetrical or not. It won't have a big difference on how the end model looks. So now we've got this on the side. The back looks like this. We don't care about the back though, so we're going to stay on this side with your four triangles folded into the center. And you're going to take and you're going to fold just like you did with the triangles, except it's going to make a funny shaped triangle, I guess. You're going to fold right along that crease down to the middle, like that. So you can see that's what we did there. You're going to do the same thing to all four corners. And again, this part probably won't be symmetrical just because of the differences in degrees of folding. And it's not going to make probably any difference to how your finished model looked. It might make one of the sides of your boot a little bit taller than the other or something like that. But it's not going to make a difference, really. I usually don't even get this part symmetrical, so not a big deal. Okay, so now you've got something that looks like that, and you can see the side's over a little bit farther than this side, and it's not exactly perfect. That's okay, like I said. It's not going to be perfect at this point. You're just going to take those 2 points, wherever they may be, even if they don't meet up, still use the points. Don't go down farther or anything. Always use your points. And you're just going to go and fold it up to meet the center. No bending, twisting, sliding, straight up. You do the same thing to your other side. This is where it's going to get tricky because you've got so many layers of paper piled on top of each other. But you need to make sure to make these folds firm so they stay where you put them. And now here comes the fun part. It'll be difficult if you're using tin foil for this. Even if you're using paper, it's going to be tricky. You're going to hold it just like this, pinching those 2 points you just folded up. And you're just going to squeeze it so that the entire thing opens out. You need to make sure that you're still pinching those 2 points, or else what you've done will come undone, and it won't turn out the way you want it to. And you're just going to pinch it so that it turns inside out. You're just flipping the entire thing inside out at this point, just so that it'll put all the paper that you've folded together, and it'll keep it where you put it. Just completely turn that inside out. And actually here I'll show you from the other side too. Unfold that again. From the other side at this point, this is how it looks, what you should be doing. Just pinch it and just push it all inside out. Just like that. Fold all the paper together. It can't come undone. Alright. So that's what we got so far, and if you remember, they have those cool little hoods over it. That's what these white sections are, or whatever sections you've got here that will pop up. You just put your finger under there and just pop them up just like that on both sides. Right, like that. And there you go. This is your sampan. You need to make sure to go through and just do your final primping and moving things where you want them to be. If at this point you've made a seaworthy boat, you can go ahead and put it to sea. I actually have previously made a tinfoil boat, and I will show you that right now. There you go. Here's my tinfoil boat floating on water here. There is a puppy inside, just because I felt that my boat needed a rider. There's the puppy. Say hello to the puppy. Everybody says hello to the puppy. Yeah, so that's the finished sampan model. Lots of fun here. It's a great model for enjoying with friends and family, for floating on the ocean. I am taking suggestions for what you want me to make next. If you have any ideas, you can post in the comment section below, or you can post it to my channel. So that's it. Have a great day, guys.